Okay, now I think I want to close up this area, and I'm not really gonna put too much detail on it, so I'm just gonna create another rectangle and just pull it down. So it just closes off nicely. And I'm gonna do the same thing at the back. Okay, so now what's left to do is to maybe change the materials. So I'm just gonna say first, and for the roof we want to add some cladding. So what we're gonna do, go to the material tab, and under here you can see that there's already some presets, and we're gonna go into the roofing, and we get the metal roofing. Let's just paste it onto here. If you go into the edit, you can change the color, but before we do that, we're just gonna create a new materials using that texture, and we're gonna, because I want a blue roof, so I'm just gonna put a blue metal roofing, and I'm gonna select the blue color, and I'm gonna change the spacings between each line. Let's say 150. Press OK, and use that color to go on top. So now I'm gonna have a blue roof. Actually, I don't want any metal cladding here, so what I'm gonna do is just go inside here and select the properties of the cladding of anything that has any texture on it, so you get the default shading, white everything. Get it inside, and from inside we're gonna paste the individual faces with the roof cladding, so the one at the front stay untouched. We're gonna paint the mother pitch roof as well, and I guess maybe I wanna, I think I'm gonna change the color of the cladding to like a gray color. So I'm just gonna go into color name and get something a bit gray, like this one. Yep, gray white, and I'm gonna have it on that face as well of the roof, and that would be also the color for the post. So I'm just gonna get in, and because there's a component, so it's gonna change everything. And same for, let's see if I just take it all. Yep, everything's been changed. I'm gonna do the same for this. The component, I just need to get inside. It's white. Let's see at the back. I'm gonna put this in white as well. I guess maybe I'll change the cladding so it pops out. Maybe not. Put that in white. Fuel as well, white. Large. This one as well. And then maybe I'll have a metal color for the gutters. Oops. maybe I use the wood texture for the decking. Yeah, like this one. So I'm gonna get inside and change the property of the component. I'm gonna put it on the door as well, like the door leaf. And maybe at the stairs too. On the stairs, on the decking, the door. So yeah, now we get our house. So now if you wanted to, you could change the color of the seal here. Let's make it a blue color. Color named just blue here. Because it's a component, it's gonna reflect on all of them. And yeah, we're gonna add this one as well. Blue. Okay, now that we have our final model, what we're gonna do is we're gonna create some scenes. So we're going to Window Scenes, and Scenes allows you to save a certain view of your model. So let's say you want to keep that front view, you like the perspective. I'm just gonna press on plus, it will add a scene, and you can rename it. So we're gonna rename it front. So as you move your model, if you click on the front scene, it will just switch back to this view. So you can create as many views as you want. So I'm going to make another one for the back. Plus, rename it as back. Okay, so now that we have a scenes, I'm going to use a plugin called Visualizer, and it's a rendering plugin. You can get it from getvisualizer.com, and then you select whichever one you want, and then you will ask you to install a file, and then you'll have to restart Sketchup. And when you restart it, if it doesn't pop up here, you have to go into Windows Preference, and under Extension you just have to enable it. Just be sure it's ticked. Okay, so let's see what it does. So press Visualizer, and then a window is going to come up. And the way it's working, it's like a slowly rendering. You can change the size here. If you click on the last one, you can customize it. Let's say 800%, so make it smaller. And then here you have some different settings. I think it's more about reducing the noise, but of course if you go too high it will just take longer to render. And here you get the approximative time. Okay, let's just make it a bit smaller so it just renders faster. Let's say 640. And I think what's missing is the shadows. So we can just put it aside and it will keep rendering in the background. So you go into Window, Shadows, and you click on the button and it will create the shadows. And you can see it just updated on the visualizer window. But let's click on this one, use sun for shading. Yeah, we remove the on-face ground. I think because as you can see the light side is at the back. So I think what we're gonna do is select the whole thing, make it as a group, and rotate it 90 degrees, just so that we have a better view. And a little problem there, just gonna close that. So now the shadows, the way the house is positioned, create a more interesting patterns, shadow patterns, and you can also adjust it, like the time of the day. Let's say we're gonna go with something like this maybe. Then you can change the play with this as well. So really dark here. Let's go like -12 maybe. Okay, maybe let's see what it does with this setting. Another way of a new view, we can update the scene. Update. So we'll update the position and even add the shadow setting. So now we can reload the visualizer plugin, and now we should get some more interesting shadows. Okay, so I went ahead and added some more details that I forgot to do while we were modeling the house. I've added some box corner. So for this one, I just created the shape, the profile again, and extrude it down. I've played around with the shadows and added a ground with some vegetation. So there's, like I showed you before with Visualizer, you can render the image. So I'm going to show you, that's the image that I got at the end with the full setting. Yep, so that's what it looks like. But if you don't want to use Visualizer, and or maybe you like the SketchUp look, you can just go File, Export 2D Graphic, and it allows you to export it as a PNG. So let's go with this one, and so that's the result you're gonna have. This one looks like this because it's transparent. If you don't want the transparency when you save it or when you export it, you just go into the option and tick that off. So now go back, export, yes. So now if you go back to the photos, now it's white, except for this part here. For some reason it didn't change. Open with, yep, so now it's good. Okay, and actually one more thing, if in SketchUp you can change the style as well of the rendering in the inside of the SketchUp. So you go to style. Right now it's in like a default style, and there's many assorted style as well. So you can go assorted. It will change the actual look, and if you like it, you can just go back to the export and resave that to the graphic. Let's say NZ Villa tutorial style 01. So now you go back to your folder, and you have another render with a more like a sketchy, brushy look, and you can just play around. There's heaps of pre-made style, and you can even tweak them. Like you go to edit menu, change the line, you can remove the edges, you can just try it out, and then you'll see the different look that will come out. And if there's one that you like, don't forget to create another style and save it, and then create another scene with that, because the scenes allows you to also, like, it saves the view, but it also help you save the style. So yep, let's go back to the old style. Okay, well, I hope that you enjoyed the tutorial, that you helps you a lot to understand how to model in SketchUp. So if you have any question, just post some comments below and I'll try to respond as soon as I can. Thank you. Bye.